Hey Andy, did you read the announcement?
Laird, don't be silly. That's not coming out till like mid-March.
Hello and welcome to Mid-March. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare, joined once again by Andy Black. Today to talk about, what did I call it? The deep dive. Andy, first we had the product roadmap. And then we had the product roadmap transition to August. And then we had Sorare Pro 2024 live FAQs. And now we have the transition to Sorare Pro, deep dive into our transition phase, and a prize pool reveal. How you feeling?
Damn, man, I need a cigarette. You should know better than to have me on a show called Deep Dive. What are you thinking?
Deep dish?
I'm down with some deep dish for sure.
There we go. Thank you to everyone coming in. Bob Franklin first in. Looking forward to the stream after reading the announcement. I'm looking forward to it as well. Carol started from the bottom. Now we're here. And Aman said, I mentioned that I thought there'd be an announcement, a Thursday announcement on a show earlier this week. If only I could predict which of my players would perform the best. I'm with you there, Aman. Good call. Congratulations for being on the podium today. Toby, what's up? First impression is that I really like this, so that's good. That's good. Ricky says 7th confirmed as mid-March.
Is that Ricky Pooch?
Ricky Pooch? No, it is not. Ricky Lomas. Scott said, hey guys, looking forward to the Whales cleaning up in the bottom divisions then. We'll see. Sam said, will rewards increase when caps and all-star are gone? Jordan, what's up? Dream Oblivion, Risu, appreciate all of you coming in. ZM Stars. Anyone checked on Sean? I need him to check in and make sure he's safe. What's wrong with Sean? Why wouldn't he be safe? Peyton, what's up? In Vialfa? Yeah. Welcome to Mid-March Madness. Love that. Brazil and Mike, hello. We got everyone here. Packus, looking for food. I think I already got to Mike. To the moon. Yeah. Let's go. Right to the moon. Hold on. There was someone. Oh, yeah, Charlie. Mid-March being March 7th is wild. I'm with Charlie on this one. Does this fall into the under promise, over deliver?
I think it does. I think it was Sam, you, and Harry. Was it yesterday? We're talking about the definition of mid-March.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of takes there. A lot of people had various takes on that. I think it's pretty simple, right? You go to the halfway point, you add a little buffer on each side. And so like March 15th, maybe a couple days before, a couple days after, that would be the frame of mid-March. But March 7th, it's the first week of March. Come on.
We had so many people guessing so many time frames, and 0 people included the 7th of March as being mid-March. But if that's the only thing we're going to bitch about today, so be it, Andy. So be it. Keller said everyone in Division 5 is going to get crushed the first game week by every Wales third lineup. Can't wait. Keller, we get crushed by Wales now anyway. Nothing's different. Tuggy, what's up? Andrew Mooney said, prayers for an epic intro.
Prayers for a low effort intro.
Caramel Garlic. Don't make many live. Can't wait for this one. Appreciate you coming in. That is quite a YouTube handle.
That's a great combo, I think.
I can't
things
speak.
I like.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's like. You think it's raw garlic? I don't know. Anyway, Mike Basson, to the moon or going to 0 or something in between. Yeah, that's what it. Yeah. Mike says the cynic in me says they released it earlier, so there are plenty of times to correct. Did you see that they already had a correction? Well, an admission of a typo.
Come on.
Actually, it wasn't even an admission of a typo. It was just like it's probably a typo.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? Deep dish is the SPFL of pizza.
I'm trying to think of what I would call SPFL pizza, and maybe it is
I've
deep
never
dish.
had like true traditional deep dish
Is
pizza.
Detroit style the same as deep dish, or are they different?
I think everyone in Chicago would disagree, but I have no idea what the differences are.
Well, Chicago has like the stuffed pizza, like where you the sauce on top and all the toppings are inside of it. I don't think that that's the same as like deep dish. I think deep dish is just like, hey, you cooked it in a cast iron skillet almost.
That's deep dish, right? The cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
They don't do that in Detroit.
I thought it was. Tuggy, of course, is saying it's way different, but Tuggy also,
I believe it's different. I just don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. Andy, what do you think everyone would do if we spent the next hour talking about pizza and not?
I think it'd be pretty funny, and I'm down for it. So let's go. St. Louis
Like
style
everyone's
pizza.
like, what do you think about the deep dive? And we're like, yeah, deep dish is cool.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Provel cheese?
Yeah.
Provel cheese, actually, I love it, but it may be the SPFL version of cheese. So it's like fake. It's made up. It's a combination of like a couple other cheeses. I don't know.
Mike says pineapple's the SPFL topping. I'm not going to opine on that, but I
He's
do
right.
think that pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Yeah, it's kind of trash. I feel like
Your words, not
pineapple
mine.
is.
Anyway, Andy, this transition phase blog and the subsequent reward blog, which now makes it 5 blogs, and we still have questions.
Mm-hmm.
Did it change anything for you?
At this point, I don't have questions. I don't need to. I'm not going to ask any questions. I've got a basic framework for where we're going. I didn't need the thing today. The thing today was like, it felt kind of useless. I guess we have some numbers to go off of. Like, does the funny thing that I was thinking about today, because somebody mentioned that the Cucho unique is going to go off at the end of our stream here.
Cool.
And it's up to almost $20,000. So that's what Pranksy his bid on it is 18,500 something. So do the new prize pools like dictate how much that Cucho card should sell for? Like he can win. Like do the prize pools certainly put a cap on what this card's worth now, right? Because there's no more speculation. It's the most you can win is $2,800
Each game week.
each game week, right?
Sometimes, maybe. Oh no, that's champions. Sorry, I was going to actually pull it up here. Challengers, yeah.
So what do you get? Like 20 game weeks? Is the MLS season that long?
Yeah, but I don't think that 28. So this 2,800, which this is a gigantic graphic to have this tiny little box with the information in. Like just, I literally cannot zoom any further. 2,800 if you win unique challengers. We have been told unofficially by somebody who sometimes speaks officially that this is the prize pool when at least 75% of the teams are playing in challengers.
Yeah.
Which generally means that the summer where it's just MLS in Brazil, you cannot win this much money. We don't know what the number is.
It will be less than this.
It will be less than this, yes. And so, yeah, I think the difference, particularly on the unique level and really on the super rare as well, is you could, a card like Cucho, and I don't want to put it this drastically, but is similar to the Mbappe that like you will play the old season Cucho unique in season competitions because you only need 3 new season ones.
Sure.
So this feels like the kind of card you can look beyond just a single season of in-season utility.
That's fair.
So that's
well,
why
until
I
he goes to Serie A and he becomes so much more valuable.
Much more valuable when
because he can use him in Champion Europe,
or Torino. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You remember what I told you about it when you said it doesn't change anything for you?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell everyone else.
Oh, I think I said it doesn't change anything for me, right? Isn't that what I said?
And
I
what
don't
did I
know.
say?
Me too.
I said it changed everything.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. You're asking me to use my memory, and
Sorry. Yeah.
doesn't exist.
No. Okay. So I lied. It really changes nothing.
You can't
There was
name one
absolutely.
thing that this announcement changes for you?
Is there one thing?
Yeah.
No. Literally nothing.
Is your plan to play the in-season competitions?
I'm not like actively buying cards to get in as early as possible. No, I'm not.
Gotcha. So you're just going to continue to be a leech off the platform.
Yes.
Okay. Nice to know where you stand on things.
Andy, have you deposited?
Oh, Laird, I
Like, while we're
reinvest.
accusing other people of being leeches, how much have you deposited recently?
I've deposited more than you've deposited for sure.
In the last calendar year?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you know where the deposit button is? Because I clicked it. I almost deposited recently.
Oh, I think I do. I don't know. You maybe
No,
you'll
you
have
don't.
to show me.
Yeah, you don't know. We're just gonna have to rename the show the So Rare Leeches. See how far we can get.
Why would I deposit when I can sell a Bradley Guzan super rare for $150?
And then buy his rare for the same price.
Hey, but the rare is in season. The rare is in season. So
So is that where we are now? That in-season rares should be as much as old season super rares when it comes to 38-year-old bald goalkeepers who might be retiring at the end of the season?
well, when I sold Guzan, I actually thought he wasn't going to be the starting goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the sentiment was he was not going to be the starting goalkeeper. And I think that he could lose the job at some point if he's bad.
So I think you pulled a little bit of a PSU fans too there and decided that what you thought was what was going to happen.
Wait, what?
That you decided like Guzan shouldn't be the starter. They signed this other guy. He should be it.
Right.
With no indication that Guzan was going to lose his job other than they happened to sign this guy.
Oh, there
And
was
then he
indication.
started and you were like,
who started the first preseason game? That Cohen guy.
yeah, it was like a welcome to the club.
Yeah,
You can
I guess
start
so.
this one.
Yeah, but to say that there was no indication, I don't know. There was some, points I was going off of. In the end, I'm really happy with my Bradley Guzan in-season rare card. So
Did you say I'm very happy?
I did. I'm not.
No, pure shame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
lies we tell ourselves. To be fair, he is not going to be in my best lineup. He is a depth piece, and he's probably for like my second or third lineup. Play those home matchups.
I was just about to say March 31st, first game week of the new competition. Atlanta United home against Chicago.
Perfect.
Guzan's going
how we
right in
drew
that
it up,
top
baby.
line. You know it. You know it. Anyway, yeah. So there were two things that I feel like people were doing as soon as they read this blog. One was deciding if it was good or not, regardless of where they fit into it. And then two, deciding that cards, whether cards now were overpriced, overvalued, overpriced, or underpriced, or whatever it is. And the number of people who are focusing on parts of the prize pool that have nothing to do with them is astonishing to me. And they were like the super rare prize pool looks really bad. And you're like, oh, do you play super rare? And they're like, no, but like I wanted to progress there one day. And you were like, okay, well, like when did you think that was going to happen? They're like, I don't know, when it happens. And it was like 2 years. Like, stop worrying about the ones that you have nothing to do with.
The other one that I got a kick out of was people were like, oh, there's way too much money in the limited divisions. And it was like, I don't remember who said it. It was like Sean or something. And it's like, Sean, You're like the whaliest person. You can't say that. You're not allowed to say that.
So what got me about that one is like, then go play it.
Yeah, sure.
If there's too much money there, and if you think you are very good at this game, go win that limited money.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah,
it's also where the most people play, so it's probably a lot of money.
Well, that's the excuse. It's too hard. Too many people. Yeah. What I really wonder. I wish we had more time for other people to digest this, because I want to hear from somebody who like saw this update and just being like, this is totally different than what I was expecting, or like this part of it changes anything. Like, why is
they loved it or hated it?
Like I don't get it. Like the numbers are there.
I've got a question for you, and you've talked about this a lot. You do not like
the game. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you do not like top-heavy prize pools.
Oh yeah.
What are your thoughts? Do these look top-heavy at all to you? Do you think that they're done in a way that you like them to be done?
So that is correct. I don't like top-heavy prize pools. And when we looked at that unique one, so like the unique in-season champions is $5,500 to first and $220 to fifth. And
that feels top-heavy.
It seems absurd. Yeah.
But that's unique, right?
That's unique. Yeah.
You don't really see that otherwise. And I think the one thing that does help with is it does help justify the ridiculous prices of some.
Sure. Yep. Yeah.
Because people are always going to think that they're better at the game than they actually are. And then they're like, well, I'll just win the unique champion division 12 times.
12 times. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll pay off the card in 1 year.
Yeah. Daniel Cooper says, I feel like we found out basically nothing new. I mean, we technically know more because we see these numbers that only apply for, 60% of the year.
Do we know what kind of reward boxes you get with like the loot boxes or whatever? Do we know what you get with each one of these?
Yes.
I tried to find it. I couldn't find it.
The one thing I did want to point out here is that, so for those listening, I would just recommend going over to YouTube or watching the video on Spotify. But like the lower cash prizes, meaning the lower places, are not nearly as different as I expected them to be. And like 21st in Division 1 gets the same as 20th in Division 2. And presumably you're playing much harder against much harder lineups in Division 1. I also think that they messed up on the Premier League one. Somebody pointed that out. Vita did. Like this one, 11th place in Division 1 wins $60 and 11th place in Division 2 wins $75.
Yeah.
But
also, does it matter?
Why doesn't it matter, Andy?
I don't know. Somebody was saying like more people play there and more people will end up being in second division. So maybe it does make sense. What's this?
These are the card rewards. Sorry, for Champions Classic.
Yeah.
You were asking about the loot boxes, right?
Yeah, but that's not what this is.
Well, what do you mean?
I thought loot boxes were in season.
No. No loot boxes in season. Just cash.
Just cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. So
the prize pools then, they're not going to be ranked in any sort of way. You just get do you get a star, or do you get a loot box that could contain a star? Or do you get, okay, that's what's at the bottom here. Top 5% get 3 loot boxes. Okay.
Yeah. So you get your card and the loot box, reward box, or elite box, whatever the hell we're calling it.
So that's why people were saying Classic is a lot better than they originally might have thought it was.
So that was my favorite. So my favorite part, literally, of the reactions to the announcements was before this. Literally yesterday, back in early March, everybody thought Classic cards were worthless.
Yeah.
And now they're like, classic rewards are pretty good. And it's like, oh, so they're not worthless. It's amazing what happens when you just flip over to mid-March, Andy.
Yeah.
There it is. Mike said it. Classic cards are dead. Daniel Cooper says, does Sean now call super rare D2 D2 D2?
I hope he does.
And Jeff, you're right. This is information they released when they first announced. Like, this part is not new. So does Classic look good because of this, or does Classic look good because in-season does not look as good? Well, I asked that question because Sean made a comment like, I think Classic cards are undervalued. And I'm like, are they undervalued, or are the new season cards now overvalued?
Well, he said both things. And I actually agreed with him that I thought, even before we had all the information, I was like, well, I think probably in-season cards are probably, underpriced right now with the amount of cash that you're going to be able to win over the season, not knowing what the cash prizes even were. But it's kind of like the classic ones being worth too little now. It's like they're completely opposite thoughts, or maybe they're the same thoughts. I don't know.
So are the new season cards now still undervalued?
I don't know which one is it. Is it in seasons overvalued, or is it? Yeah, I don't know. The market
Ricky said we still don't know the chance of getting a card in the reward box, which is not true. Or I thought Kaiser had that.
It was like 5% or something.
But it was 5% and with the possibility of winning multiple boxes, right? Where the hell was that? Yeah, ZM Stars and Toby said 4 to 8%. But I don't know where it is. There's 18 blogs here.
Do we know what tier that is? Be just a tier anything, 4 to 8%.
Oh, I have no idea. Let me get back to Classic here. Yeah, I don't have a clue. But I will say that if there's anybody from Sorare watching or listening, any information about what the prize pools will look like when there are fewer teams playing would be greatly appreciated. Because this is clearly the reward pools when everyone is playing, which is going to happen when this launches. But like, what happens in the summer? Like, how much are they cut?
Manzo said that he still fails to see the point of divisions. Looks like double jeopardy, get a DMP and lose out that game week, probably relegated the next game week. I think I agree that like there should be more than like one consequence for like a DMP once shouldn't necessarily relegate that lineup.
The
performance over X time or something else. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it was I'll even call it Scosmo's white paper, that he suggested relegation after 4 weeks, like a roll. Well, it wouldn't be rolling 4 weeks, like every 4 weeks. And I don't know if that idea just, became what I expected. And I think we even discussed it internally at Sorare Data that like we thought it would be something like that every month but the every single game week, I feel like has just that negative consequence. It's exactly a double punishment. You don't win a lineup, and now the next week you have to go back to division whatever, and then have to work your way back up.
Right, and it actually does look like I don't really see people wanting to play in the lower division. Like I don't see someone like me wanting to play in the lower divisions to try to win when the cash prize in Division 1 at the top is so much higher than the other spots.
Yeah. Which is funny. Rigamon said, I don't think the gap between the divisions is big enough.
I think the one thing that will be interesting to watch is the lineup score to win each division in a scarcity. It'll be interesting. Is it really that much difference between Division 1 and Division 4 on a like regular basis?
Do you think that Division 1, like, do you think most people assume that Division 1 will be the highest scoring one?
Yeah, I think most people assume that. Yeah.
Because I don't think it will be.
Yeah. And you're thinking that just because of the sheer number of lineups, like the quantity of lineups that will be in the lower divisions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there are going to be so many more people in Division 2 and 3 in limited, and then, or excuse me, in rare, 2, 3, 4 in limited, because there are 5 total, that I think it'll be more often than not that the Division 1 could be even the lowest.
Well, if it has the least number of lineups in it, then
Right.
I mean, I don't think that's too crazy of a thought.
Right. Toby says it right here. The division with the most lineups will have the highest average winning score.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ace Pair. Don't know that name, but welcome. Law of large numbers. Yeah. Just Heat 14 says, also, does your strongest lineup automatically go into the top division, or is that a manual choice? I believe that all of it, like once we're set in the divisions, you will be able to set your Division 1 lineup and set your Division 2. It's not, they're not going to decide. The only time they decide is the first game week.
Right.
I'm very excited to read all those complaints.
After like 8 weeks, I might have a Division 1 team, a Division 3 team, and a Division 4 team. When I go to put my first lineup in, I can choose whether it's the Division 1 team, the third team, or the fourth team.
Right. Yep. Rigamon said, isn't the percentage of people in the lower division the same as the top? Yes. So like the top and the highest and lowest are the same. But so it's going to be the middle ones where I think the largest, the highest scores will be. ZM Star said, how thin will D1 be after 50% relegation and 20% promotion? Like they'll have basically the same number every week. It's just that it's 50% of a smaller number versus 20% of a bigger number.
No, I didn't consider that. That makes sense.
Yeah. Siri said, so with this update, Pavel can make 128 lineups in a single game week. I guess so.
Powell did tell us all that card prices are going to be going up. So that's what he said on Twitter.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, he said prices are going to be going up with all these new positive changes. So,
yay!
I wonder why Powell might think that.
I sent him an offer yesterday for a rare card that hasn't traded in 2 months. The limited card floor is $2, and it's probably trading around there. So I offered $10 for this rare card, and he asked for $50.
Prices are going up, baby. I tried dumping a card on him last night. Harold Preciado with the got caught doping.
Yeah,
his career might be over, and I was like, maybe I can get $50 from Pal real quick for him. No, it wasn't Pal. It was the other bot, Sir Hiss. But I think that there must be a safeguard built in because someone had already traded him a limited Herald.
Ooh.
And my guess is he doesn't buy more than one card over X period of time or something. Which, if I were building a bot, that's what I would do. I'd be like, all right, well, I'll get had once, but I'm not going to get had twice.
Yep, absolutely. I totally get that. Totally get
that.
Yeah. We got a ghost here that said Cap 240 cards are dead. Good. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at the chat here. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, nothing really changed for me.
Okay, end the show. Play the outro.
We don't even have one on this show. Fling Fong said they took 1,000 away from the super rare Prem in season. That's not a division I ever considered entering, so maybe, I don't know.
I just got 4th place in it, so
Let's go.
Yeah.
What'd you win?
I think it was $700 that I reinvested into a Bradley Guzan rare card.
Fucking leech. Unbelievable. So 4th place in the new game
Okay.
4th place in Division 1 in-season Premier League Super Rare gets $0.
Oh, that's right, because it's only top 3 there, huh?
So
I'm not a Division 1 boy anyways.
I was going to say, so maybe you win 2nd in Division 2 for $600.
You know what's more
You get
likely?
yourself a Bradley Guzan Super Rare.
You know what's more likely? The team that I run would have very, very much likely been a Division 3 team, and it wouldn't even have placed. Because it's Fulham, it's like Fulham guys and sometimes West Ham guys, and it's just a mash of crap. So it's probably going to be running Division 2 or Division 3 a lot.
Do you think that if you ran it once in Division 3 and did well enough to get into Division 2, and then the next week had terrible matchups that you just wouldn't run the lineup so you don't get relegated?
Yeah, and then run those cards in Champion Super Rare.
Right.
I mean, we talk about. It's funny because like we talked about how maybe we didn't talk about. I talked about with somebody how there's not going to be a lot of decision making with lineups anymore, and it's going to be very easy. You're going to put your best rare lineups for champion and champion, your best rare contender, and so on and so forth. But I think that what you just said there is like some of the thought process that will still need to occur. And I think it's good that there's a little bit of that, but I do like the simplicity of just being like, all right, here's my best rare and super rare lineups.
Yeah, maybe we just spend less time on the actual cards and more on the where we play them.
Yeah. Yeah, and who you're putting them with.
Right. Mike said at least you didn't withdraw.
Maybe I did.
Totally. Oh. ZM Star, A Mash of Crap is the title of your Sorare book.
Yeah. That's when I run those Necaxa and Santos Laguna stacks. It's just mash of crap, baby.
Yeah. Not Preciado anymore. Which is funny. You just said it's so much easier, and Siri goes, Sorare is so confusing now. Keep it simple and focus on one league. You can do that.
Yeah. I think the one thing that makes it confusing is when they release 6 different blogs that, like, it's funny, like, when you look at the top of one of the blogs, it tells you how many minutes the read is. And there's like 4 of them, and you're like, oh, I got to read these for an hour to really know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I have them right here. Product roadmap.
A 13-minute read.
14. Oh, wait. Is that what that said? 13 minutes?
Yeah.
14. This is just the FAQ, which is this long. One could argue it's actually longer than the others.
Oh, is it? Maybe it's a 15-minute read.
Transition is 15. This one just has pictures. 2-minute read, Andy, right here.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you're reading this in 2 minutes. That's kind of bullshit. It must
be so much bigger.
It must use like some kind of intelligence to look at the amount of text on the page, and since these are just images, it's converting it to 2 minutes.
Agreed. Stupid AI. Yeah. Nanzo said it's easier to play, but harder and more expensive to win.
Seems fair.
Would you have said they were more expensive to win before Pavel decided to raise prices for everybody? Price is going up.
Yeah. So you're not. You said you're not playing in season. If you win in season cards, will you play it in season?
To be honest, I don't know. This is probably such a terrible way to play, but I never make lineups and think this is going to finish first. And so looking at the first place, yeah, totally. But
even Laird, even with my Santos Laguna stack, I'm like, all right, get the clean sheet for Acevedo, pair up the defender.
Oh, I do that.
I'm winning.
No. I do that. Andy, I'm doing it literally this game week. I just need 100 from Dusan Tadic, and we are absolutely partying, I think. Let me see. Does the 100 even get me there? I hate that guy so much too. It would just be pure. Where the hell did that lineup go? I don't know. I need it. But it's not that I don't picture how I can win. It's just like I look at the prize pool and I'm like, all right, reasonably, this is what I should get. And so looking at like the top prizes does nothing for me because I'm like, I'm so unlikely to win first place. So then I look and just disgusting you. Hold on. Let me find this. Where would I like contenders in season rare? That is a competition I will play. Or yeah, contenders I will play. So it's like if I'm good enough to get up to Division 1, reasonably I'm winning like $80, 50, maybe 110.
I hate the
I'm not
lack
going
of
to buy
ambition
cards
right
to win
now. It's just
$110
hurting my
a few
soul.
times. What's that?
I said the lack of ambition right now is just hurting my soul.
I just don't. I never played this game.
Dream big
for cash. No, my big dreaming is winning this star and some reward boxes and 1,300. I didn't even know. Oh yeah, and that's the podium. Where's contenders here? Like, I want to win that star and $650 and 3 elite boxes. That's a lot more fun than $1,200.
Yeah, it's probably worth more too.
Right. So tell me why I should buy in-season cards. Why should I go sell my Brad Guzan super rare to go buy a brand new?
I mean, I think the big thing is competing against less people. And I mean, that's like it's always been the thing in the game is you pay more money to compete against less people.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just another variation of the kind of the same tactic, I guess. You buy super rares to compete against less people. You buy uniques to compete against less people.
But I'm making better lineups and competing more so that I can compete against fewer people in Division 1. Yeah. I'm progressing to Division 1 so that I can win the best prizes.
You do you.
I just really hope that that one day you and I both win a competition and you win the in-season one and you're like, hey, I won my $2,000. And I'm like, sweet. I'm going to open my 3 reward boxes, my star rare and my $650.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, man.
And then I'll have to listen to you bitching about how the hell is Tadic still a star? This is crazy.
Truer words have never been spoken on this show. Nanzo said lack of cards in season does look like an oversight. I disagree. Those people you don't want to win those. You want to win cash. You don't want people winning stuff and being like,
I want to win. Those people.
Everybody wanted to win cash. And they're like, hey, here's cash. And they're like, where are the fucking cards?
You're already just a classic man because you're like those people, the in-season people. You're referring to them as, not yourself.
Those are true leeches of this platform. People who are just taking cash, running away. Just Heat said in-season is all about the cost of a lineup versus how much you think you can make over the course of the season. Yeah. And I prefer to think that I can win a card and use it for the next 50 years.
Yeah. Yeah. The other weird thing that I've been thinking about with the in-season stuff is like I do kind of want to run 3 MLS teams this summer, but then I'm going to have to do a ton of juggling at the end of the season because what am I going to do when all of those become classic cards and I can only have 3 classic lineups and I already have 3 classic lineups because I'm a whale. I don't know. It's kind of annoying.
Sorry, dude. Should have just not bought them.
Well, then the incentive is going to be to sell that stuff and then buy the next new season stuff. I don't know. I don't know if there's a better transition mechanism or if it's just the market. Yeah, give it to Powell. Yeah. He did say prices are going up, so.
Oh, just play the extra rare stacks in limited, Andy.
That's funny. I guess
You're sitting there
should.
like, shit, maybe I should do that.
There might be weeks that I would do that, where it's like a card I don't want to sell, like my Santos Laguna stack, but I've got nowhere to put them.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, I'll definitely want a lot of money doing
I
that.
feel like Peace Love Understand said that as a joke, but I'm in.
Yeah.
Are they getting rid of the 5% new season bonus? Somebody mentioned that somewhere because they were like, oh yeah, now that it's like you need the in-season cards, like they're getting rid of the 5%. And I had not heard that. And so because I hadn't heard it, I didn't think that was going away. But obviously that matters for the in-season comps that do have that have like XP. So like that 5% is helpful in the classic comps.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, because you can have the one card that's classic. That one card would not be getting the 5% bonus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know about, I don't know. Have you ever considered, so like you were buying new season cards, not knowing what the prize pools were because it was still early March and we just knew it wasn't going to come. But now that it's mid-March and we know the numbers,
mid-March.
Would you?
I like how you said that just so nonchalantly.
I tried. Yeah. And you are you like, does it change the way that you're looking at card values now? Like, are you going to open a spreadsheet and be like, well, now I can't pay more than like, no.
I still want my Ricky Pooch. So
yeah.
I still don't have them.
Andy.
I bid way more than I thought he was worth on both the 1 and the 2, and somebody outbid me on both of them. So back to the 3 of 100, I guess.
Did you stop bidding because you haven't deposited in 3 years, or is it just a different reason?
No, I set a max bid and I didn't look at it again. I was like, this is the maximum I'm willing to pay for the card, and then I walked away.
But like, what made you decide on that number?
Well, for the 1 of 100, I was just guessing. I was like, came up with a number. And then the 2 of 100, I think it was like, I was like 10%, 5% over the 1, and it went for, I think, another bid over that, if you want to look at it.
There've been a lot of 2 and 3s more than the 1s.
Yeah.
And that was before we knew this information that we both are going to do nothing with. I just really struggle with, like, so people were like, whichever one they think is underpriced. They're like, oh, new season are unpriced, old season are unpriced. And it's like, okay, you're going to go buy them? And they're like, no. And it's like, so what's what makes them underpriced? Like, I don't understand. I'm really struggling to see how anyone has determined what these things, whether they're over or underpriced. And even if they're looking at each other, like instead of comparing like a raw number and just being like, no, new season cards should be X% more. It's like, well, how do you come up with that?
Yeah. Have you seen anybody that's really upset about the numbers and the values and the amount they're giving away and stuff?
Yes.
And what are they upset about, that they're not giving away enough cash?
Yes. As simple as that. They're just not giving out enough.
I could see some whales, like really big, like D1 whales, upset just that like there's not, like, I don't know, maybe it is jackpotty enough for them to like it. But the other prize pools seem pretty reasonable to me. Super Rares is still a little funky, where like the number of people that it pays out is very low, but I don't know, the amount there is nice.
So I think the
positions paid for the super rare always seems too few, even with like the card rewards. It always seems too few.
Well, and unique as well. Like I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, I just don't think that Premier League unique is worth it because like you have to finish in the top 3.
Yeah.
Pranksy's buying up what feels like fucking everything. And it's like,
And
is
he
it
can win
worth
it 3
buying?
times. He can win it
Right,
all 3
exactly.
times. Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's like, is it worth trying to play that knowing you're going up against? And when it comes to uniques, like there're just not that many of those cards. So if you don't have the best ones and someone else does, is it worth even buying those cards?
Yeah.
I don't play up there, so I can't say I like study it much, but Daniel Cooper said people have never figured out an actual valuation. They just look at recent transaction prices and go off that. There's really little logic to it. So I was thinking about that earlier, and it's like if you figure out a card that you want, that you think makes your gallery better, or you have this lineup that is ready for a certain run and you're like, oh, there's a card I need, but it's too expensive. Then like that's the price of the card. Then like you can't get it. And so like deciding it's too expensive or it's cheap and you're like, oh, I'm going to go get that because it's cheap. And it's like, I think we're worrying too much about what something should be worth as opposed to just like how much it costs. And it's like, that's what it costs to go get it. Do you want it? No. All right. Well, then move on and stop worrying about how much it costs. And it just feels like there's way too much focus on whether you're getting a value as opposed to just like you're ending up with the card that you think benefits you the most in this game.
Yeah.
It's just a game.
I'm an investor, a savvy investor.
Ace Pair said with the dollar amounts today, you can now properly calculate EV, and that should allow you to calculate card value. So the problem with that is that nearly everyone will not do that. And so I'm not doing it. And so you could be like, the true value of this card is $100. And someone's like, all right, well, I'm selling mine for 200. And you're like, yeah, but like if you do the math, and they're like, I don't care about the fucking math, just give me $200 for this card. And they're like, I think it's worth 100. And it's like, well, then you don't get the card. Yeah. And so like it doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter. What you think doesn't matter.
Yeah. Also, you're right. The expected value might say the card's worth $100, but on the auction, I might just be like, well, I think he's worth $150, and it doesn't matter what his expected value is because I'm a moron and I'm just going to bid whatever I feel like. And it's not just me; it's probably 4 other people, and someone's going to probably outbid me. And now the card's worth $160.
So I think the other difficulty is, and RJ said the problem with that is that EV decays over time. So the EV this game week is not the same as the EV in 10 game weeks. Things change. You can adjust your own basic like EV to account for that over time. Obviously, we don't know like the exact number of lineups that are going into each competition yet, but how valuable a card is to you may be different than what a card value is for me. Like if you have 4 phenomenal cards and you're like, I just need Cucho and I have the best lineup, and I have 4 shitty cards and I'm like,
right,
this would be better with Cucho. Like that's much more important to you. And so the value it's more valuable to you than it is to me.
Love and Understanding kind of said that. He said, in order to calculate EV, you need to know the quality of the other lineups.
Yes. But not even that. I don't even think you need to calculate EV on, well, I guess it is. Yes. On like each individual card is different because nobody's gallery is the same. DJ said, do prize pools increase when All-Star and Cap competitions stop in August? We have no idea. I would assume that I probably shouldn't assume, but I would assume so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I don't know.
We'll need Sean to make the call on that one for us. We'll get him on the show and he can make a assumption for us there.
About whether the prize pools will go up or not?
Yeah. Surely they will.
Right. RJ said the money probably goes to La Liga and Bundesliga. There wasn't even that much money. How did you feel? So the first message I got was from Harry Trades, and he's like, All-Star was nerfed. And I was like, oh, what happened? He was like, cash is gone. And I was like, oh, I don't care. I don't play All-Star for cash.
Where is that even? I didn't see it.
In the announcement?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was somewhere that said they're removing the cash from All-Star to pay for the others. Andy, I just got a baseball trade proposal.
Well, they just released the new baseball cards.
Somebody wants one of my old ones.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 10 limited cards for my Mookie Betts limited.
The first super rare they're auctioning, do you know what it is?
Ohtani?
Yeah.
Let's go.
It is sad the few number of cards that they're actually releasing right now. There's only 100 rares on the market. 16 super rares.
I mean, they just launched. Settle down.
I'm fine with it. I like that they're controlling the supply because they know that the demand is just very lacking for this product right now.
What do you think about my theory that they all have to put their hands down here because the pants are see-through this year?
Because they got the Fanatics pants on or whatever.
Actually, you know what? This is a little see-through too, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, God. Come on, Laird.
A little pixelated.
This is a family show.
Let's go.
Do you think that the cards are kind of boring?
Yes.
I actually like that they're kind of boring.
It's the first thing I said, that I thought they were super boring. And I thought it was weird that like the card info is so small, or the player info.
I actually kind of like them, but they are boring.
Oh, I can't. Can I not spin it yet? Come on, guys.
Okay, that's a problem.
I just need the blog that tells me why I think they should look great, or why I think they're great. That's all.
Yeah, we're boring people talking about baseball. Everybody in chat is very upset.
Just Mike, it said they're delicate.
Yeah.
Like, does this little part, are we supposed to think this is glass? And that's why it's delicate?
Maybe.
Toby, I can't spin them yet. Sorry. Anyway, it's not a baseball.
I like all the other words.
Show's coming next Tuesday.
I like all the other words that people are using for boring, like minimalist, delicate, another boring. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so Andy, how much of you deciding that you wanted to play 3 in-season MLS lineups just because that's fun?
I don't know. Like
did you?
I want to make
look
money.
At me, like, how much can I win from these? Or you're just like, I just want to win some cash. Let's go.
I just feel like I can win money if I make 3 lineups based on nothing, based on none of the data that they released. I just feel like I know that league well enough. I could probably make good lineup choices on a week-to-week basis and probably make money. And that's fun.
More money.
And
more money than more money than you're buying the cards for.
Hopefully, that's the plan. That's the hope.
Right.
Hope that killed you, right?
But
here's the even better deal, Laird. Even if I don't, I get these cards forever, man, and I can just resell them at the end of the season. And since the classic competitions are so great now, these cards are not even going to really deteriorate in value, right?
They should go up.
Yeah, they're classics now. God damn it! I benched Jonathan David, and he's got 2 goals.
Why'd you do that? And you think you're winning MLS cash? My God, I can't even get a CONCACAF guy right.
Oh God. Yeah, good point. Maybe I'll sell.
Somebody asked about Cucho. We haven't had anything in 4 hours. But there's 5 minutes left, so I'll check in when it gets close.
Oh,
Pranksy
yeah.
and Bambi going next.
We've got a auction watch to do here. Also, the Cucho SR went about 41 minutes ago for $4,600, 1.2 ETH.
Are we back?
I have no idea.
Doesn't feel very dippy. I'll say that much.
Yeah, it's really just hard to say. Like, all the market dynamics now are so complicated, and like having to look at all the new season cards to figure out their pricing. I do like that you guys have the filter. There's a filter for filter by seasons, and you can just look at the new season stuff. I use that. I've been using that quite a bit. But yeah, it's still so complicated to look at all this stuff.
So same ETH as 4 months ago, but more almost double fiat.
Yeah.
I think we're back, Andy.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left.
Wow, Leverkusen is losing 2-0.
I guess so. I didn't even see who started. I'm just on Tadic watch. Now that I look at it, I think I accidentally hid my only good lineup. Oh, I did.
Is Tadic one of the 2 p.m. games?
Yes.
Has he been benched a few times this year? Or he just sucks?
Sometimes he just kind of sucks. I had the realization that I could have played Quinones instead of Tadic, and that wouldn't have been great. Yeah. Anyway, Toby said not playing your MMD. I have him in. He's my captain in Cap 240. Andy, how did you feel about the special weekly part of the announcement?
They didn't do anything. Like, it didn't. They didn't say anything. It was
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
Except
hey.
for Nanzo mentioned, they did mention like aspects of rivals, so tactics maybe, which I like. Tactics are fun. It's another thing to do.
He also said, what are the odds of getting a midweek special weekly which has rolling lock, which I can't fathom they like technically would do.
Yeah.
Like,
hear people beating the rolling lock drum again.
Yeah.
Trippin' B, he's really wanting rolling locks right now. My comment to Trippin is just like, hey man, stop getting so many DMPs, dude.
That's what I'm just like, why don't you just play the players that play?
Yeah. It's an easy game if you just do that.
How much lower do you think the prices of MLS uniques and super rares would be without Pranksy? Seems like he's won all the MLS super rare and U auctions lately. I mean,
well, for this one specifically, I would say $18,280.46.
No, come on, you can't say that. You got to go back.
That's fair.
Boy. Here we go.
Specifically, $8,334.
Yeah.
I guess you have to look at Bambi's first bid, which would have been $11K,
but he was only going over. Oh, you're right, because that was well over Pranksy's. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got 46 seconds left. Let me refresh. Sometimes those things get a little wonky. Andy, do you think we're going to zero if this doesn't go any higher than 4.8 ETH?
It already
4x super rare good
really
enough?
high.
Not even 4x.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get another bid. That seems pretty high to me.
I think Cucho is one of the most underrated players on the platform. His scores are insane.
They are. But I mean, there was like, so I mentioned it earlier. I know there was some scary talks of transfer this summer.
You know what's funny is there really weren't. People were just making them up And Gator Guy was getting so furious about it.
Well, I remember hearing things that sounded plausible. No, not for you.
4.8 ETH for Cucho. I think we're in a dip, Andy.
Yeah.
But seriously, this guy is crazy.
Would you rather have Messi or Cucho?
Well, I won Cucho once and I sold him.
That was
and
stupid.
I bought Messi.
So you would rather have Messi?
I think I'd rather have Messi.
Is he going to start tonight?
I hope not. So that my lineup with Messi this midweek is dead, and I would love to use him this weekend. I wasted a 90-point score from my goalie because of Carlos Heel.
Oh, Carlos. Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Carlos? Letting Laird down.
Barco did too, in fairness. It wasn't only Carlos Heel.
Yeah. You know how he was supposed to miss the weekend?
Yeah.
Why'd you laugh like that?
Because we all made such a huge deal of it, and then he played, and we were just like, "Oh, great!"
I was in first place in America Unique, but Bambi and Roxy used Gil, and they both passed me. Oh. But I thought there was a legitimate chance.
Yeah.
And he boned me, so now I hate him even more.
You hate him even more, yeah.
Hate him even more. He was supposed to sit that game out, and he boned me.
Bruzel said I captained Barco and Gil in my two best line. I mean, I have them together, which I guess is better.
In theory, yeah. 2 DMPs is better than 1.
Andy, how about this move? I captained Barco over Messi and Gil.
That's a wild lineup. And that's also why America was so hard to win this week. Or this midweek, because Armani ripped off a 90. Jesus.
Yep.
And like every MLS goalkeeper kept a clean sheet this week too.
Uh-huh.
Gaese and Blake and
so did Guzman.
Guzman, did he? Yeah, I guess he did.
Yeah.
And then last night Schulte, I think, kept one, right?
I have these two here. Yeah. Nando and basically Nando screwed me.
Yeah. I think that'll be. I actually want to look at the leaderboards at the end of the week for just America, because I think like every goalkeeper kept a clean sheet, which is just so wild. Like you never see that.
Oh yeah, Bruzel said except Steve Clark, but he scored 60 without a clean sheet.
Right. And he didn't concede until like the 94th minute or something. The nil game was very popular this midweek.
Yeah, 90 plus 6.
Yeah.
Gross. I also had Sviatchenko go off in the 23rd minute of that game. Yeah, Toby said final kick of the game.
Yeah.
Smooth Boy said, this promotion-demotion of your 3 lineups and divisions confuses the fuck out of me. If the teams are allocated according to the quality of cards, how are the individual teams promoted or relegated? So they're only allocated the first week. After that, it's just based if you're in the top 20%, bottom, whatever it is, because it's different for each division. That's how you do it, just on your score that week.
Right. So I would imagine that since I'm kind of a whale, I would probably have, in contender, I would have 3 Division 1 teams. Is that a fair assumption? Yeah.
Excuse me. Yes. My guess is right away you'd have Division 1, Division 2, and Division 5. Because they said if you have 3, your first one will be wherever. The second one will be 1 division less, right? And then the third one will be Division 5. Oh,
okay. So your third team's always the very bottom.
Just when they assign for the first game week.
Okay.
Just the first one. And then that one can get promoted to Division 4. And you can feel the thrill of being at the bottom or whatever. What was that line?
Yeah. Yeah. The thrill of being on bottom.
Hold on. Where was that? That was so good. Providing the thrill of starting from the bottom. There it is.
Sounds thrilling.
Yeah. Toby said divisions are going to balance out in about a month, and people will at least be close to where they should be. The divisions will perfectly balance out as soon as the European season ends, and then they're going to be like, uh-oh, what do we do now? Jeremy said, just waking up in Australia, what did I miss? Nothing really. Deep dish versus Detroit-style pizza.
So I was actually thinking about a little bit ago my rankings, and I think I won't do it because I think it's totally dependent on my mood. Because sometimes New York style pizza is just the best thing on the planet, and sometimes I just don't feel like that, thicker crust, and I just want something thin, easy. So I think it's very dependent on mood.
So I happen to live in a place that offers both New York style pizza, since I'm close to New York, and this like New Haven style, which is like,
yeah, the New Haven is what Portney always talks about on Barstool. Is he always loves
that's
that
right.
New Haven style?
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's excellent. But
It's
sometimes
like thin, thick crust that's kind of,
it's like, yeah, it's thinner. It's basically burnt to a crisp in a
yeah,
12 billion degree oven,
right.
and it's where I live. It's like I can have either one, so it's quite convenient. Because sometimes you just don't want thin crust; you want a little thicker. But yeah, I've never been much of a huge. Although I do love a Sicilian slice. Man, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, the Sicilian is just so heavy. Like, it's thick, right?
I mean, you were just talking about how much you like deep dish. It's not that deep.
Well, I wasn't talking about how much I like
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
I said,
You're right. You're right.
They all have their moments for me, and I
Right.
do like it. But Sicilian is like I don't know. I just feel like it's like an entire loaf of bread or something. Like, it's very dense.
Jeremy said I owned a pizzeria. Jeremy, you came in the perfect time. Thin crust, fresh tomato sauce, basil, mozzarella, drizzle, creme fraiche. Wow. Wood fire oven.
That sounds like Australian pizza to me.
What? You've never had this pizza exactly? Creme fraiche is a little more French than that sounds amazing.
Well, he said he was from in Australia.
Yeah, but he's got a French flag behind him.
Very confusing.
I thought Jeremy was French. Have you seen that Netflix show? What is it called? Netflix pizza show, Chef's Table Pizza.
Mm-mm.
It's awesome. But it basically it's like all around the world going to these like famous pizza chefs and like just watching them make pizza. And yeah, it's awesome. It makes you so hungry though.
Yeah.
Mike said, how is it basil for the herb, but basil for the bot? Basil is an herb. Basil is a human. That's why. Or a bot. He's a guy who made a bot.
What's the difference between a pizza and a flatbread?
Jesus. Before we get to that offensive comment, Quinny said creme fraiche is the secret ingredient in the best lasagna you've not made yet. Quinny, no secret over here. Toby said, have you seen the pizza show on YouTube, First We Feast? No. There it is. See, Jeremy's from Marseille. I've been to Marseille. Never had pizza there. I did take a picture of a Domino's in Lyon, though. That was interesting. What was the question you said? Between a flatbread and
flatbread and pizza.
I don't even want to justify that question with a response.
Oh, come on. I need to hear it. You're Googling it right now.
I have no idea what the difference is because, why would I? Pizza dough has yeast, and a flatbread is a fake pizza.
Yeah, flatbread is what they serve at like a winery, and they don't want to call it a pizza. They're like, oh, right. it's a flatbread. Yeah.
And then you go and you're like, I wish I had pizza.
Yeah.
Mad Koalas said Australian burgers are the best. What makes them better?
Kangaroo, for sure. So, they do stuff like that, don't they? They'll do like a kangaroo sausage or something.
There's no way that's a thing.
It has to be. Jeremy, come on, bail me out here.
No, we need this Alistair and Simon here. I don't think people eat kangaroos.
I think they do. People will eat anything.
Well, that is true. That is true.
Kangaroo sausage. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can buy 12 ounces of it. Fossilfarms.com.
Jeremy said they serve kangaroo tartare in his restaurant, and it's in every store.
Isn't tartare when you don't cook it?
Yes.
That sounds gross.
It's like steak tartare is delicious.
Yeah, but that's the French dish, right? It's like a French. It's like beef tartare. I think all it looks like is ground beef that's been like you used a cookie cutter and you put it on a plate and you're eating the ground beef raw.
Mm-hmm. Need a raw egg too. Smooth Boy's looking for a Caribbean meetup to have tequila and build shit lineups in Playa del Carmen. I'm in.
I don't know what that place is. I've never heard of it, but I am totally in.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna say where it is, and now I'm really. Yeah, it's in Mexico. Yeah, okay. Here you go, Andy. Do you want to make
Is
lineups?
there a beach there?
Yeah, it's right on the water.
What's the closest Liga MX game we can get to from there?
Good question. It's like near Cancun, so
yeah, it's not looking good.
No, it's not.
You're probably looking at a Mexico City game. I guess we're going to a Club America game.
That's okay. See the goat?
Yeah.
Boy, we really lost the subject here.
Sir Deco said that kangaroo sausage is a hot dog. Kangaroo burgers.
I don't think I could eat a kangaroo or like eat kangaroo meat.
Do you think it's too close to like a dog or something? Like, where do you draw the line on like whether the animal is something you'll eat or not?
I think it's just like a feel in the moment.
Like if the kangaroo is your pet, then you would not eat it. But if he was like your pal, then
you would?
Then I don't know.
Wait, what? I can't think of a situation where I would want to eat kangaroo.
Well, you're into like fitness stuff, right? And you like to like do weightlifting and stuff like that.
But people here are saying like kangaroo meat's really lean, so like I
think it's really high in like protein content. Yeah,
so like I Andy, I really should be eating more kangaroo, but I just don't. Toby, I believe I've had rabbit before, but I don't go out of my way to eat it.
I've never had rabbit.
I've had it like once or twice, and I just like, yeah. Zim Star said, "Don't crash into the mountains with Andy. He'll eat you."
I mean, if it's a life or death situation.
Yeah, Andy, would you eat moose?
Of course, yeah. It's like a deer.
Answers that next question. Have you eaten deer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you kill it?
No. So.
No way this is true. Mike said Donskis does a kangaroo quarter pounder. No way.
I believe it.
Oh, apparently moose isn't like deer at all.
I've never had moose.
Me neither.
I just assumed that it was.
Okay. Mike said if Andy can shoot it, he'll eat it. In fairness, you can pretty much shoot anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what?
I don't know if I would eat moose or what was the one before that?
Like deer.
Rabbit. I've had rabbit.
Yeah, I mean, you would eat all those things. If somebody brought you a plate and it had some venison on it, you would try it, right? Have you had deer sausage before?
No.
Just tastes like.
I grew up in New York City, man. I'm not gonna I'm not out shooting deer.
Yeah, but like upstate, they're like it's like very wooded and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't go there.
Hmm.
I didn't grow up in New York City and then live in New York City to go upstate and shoot deer and
I
eat.
thought that's like was where everybody in New York City would like go on vacation. Like, you go upstate, you get away from the city.
Um, Not me. No,
Hmm.
my brother does that though. I don't think he's eaten deer recently. Graham said ostrich meat is really dense beef and also really nice. I have heard that about ostrich meat, but yeah, no,
Ostrich are like the weirdest thing on the planet, I
they
feel like.
really are like very, very strange. And yeah, that's all I got on that one.
Hmm.
Aren't they really fast?
Would you eat would you eat an ostrich egg? Would you eat it raw?
No,
How would you eat it?
anyway, but that like watching Alistair on Sorare Down Under drink raw eggs
Oh, it was
was like
brutal.
one of the grossest things I have. I don't know why I kept watching because I was just there like
I can't believe he did it. It was really impressive.
what was so impressive about it is that he started and like stopped and was like, "Oh, this isn't good," and then just went for it and then did it later, and I was just like,
Yeah. That's some real Gaston, he's really channeling his inner Gaston.
if anybody has no idea what we're talking about, go back and watch the last 5 episodes of So Rare Down Under. I don't know which one it was in. They're all great. And
It was like 2 episodes ago, I feel like.
oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Maybe 2 or 3. Yeah.
The latest, I think it's the latest, Make It a Double Double has as is doing the Bob Scoof's hard boiled egg challenge lunch wheel. Did you not see this?
Well, why is it the Bob Scoofs?
Because when Simon did it, he put a hard boiled egg in his mouth and said Bob Scoofs, and he had to see how many eggs he could fit in his mouth while still saying Bob Scoofs.
I guess I didn't see this.
Oh yeah, that was before the egg drinking.
Okay.
And so Toby said, I've only seen 2 episodes and I saw the egg chug. Frankly, if that was the only episode you saw and you were like, this show's not for me, like I get it, but they're great. Agreed, Jeremy. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
So
they're awesome.
So I've like listened to every Make It a Double Double, and it's just like one of those shows that I'm used to listening to, but they're now on YouTube. And so Aaron was doing the Bob Scoofs because he got a dozen eggs on the lunch wheel, and I was listening to it in my car and just like listening to him chewing into the mic, which they talk about on So Rare Down Under. That's like the grossest thing you can do. And I had to just stop listening because I was just like, this is so gross. And I'm literally going to spend my afternoon watching it so that I could just watch him do it. Because highly recommend both of those shows. So Rare Down Under, Make It a Double Double. And the show they did together was fantastic, and which is why Aaron was doing the 12 eggs. But yeah, I make an omelet and I just pound it out. I'm not drinking a dozen eggs. I'm not drinking one ostrich egg either. You're right, Toby. They run very fast. They're a bird that cannot fly, but they are very fast. Mike, I was not waiting to watch him throw up. I was trying to see if I could last longer not throwing up than him, and we both succeeded. I'm going to, let's see. Andy, I was going to finish the show by showing a video of an ostrich running. So I went to YouTube here and it says huge animals that really exist. And this looks inappropriate.
Yeah. So it says sponsored by that. So
yeah, I don't want to click on it.
It's some kind of weird ad that's going to take you to an external website. So definitely don't do that. But it appears to be some sort of whale.
And what? I'm not even going to go there. Wow, cheetah's chasing an ostrich. Looks like he got him, actually.
Yeah.
No spoilers, man. Come on. 527 ostrich running stock video footage. Do we really need? Here we go.
Also a sponsored link.
Brazil said it.
Oh man.
All right. Excuse me. I bet I have to watch a stupid ad first. Ugh. I'm not going to give what is that? Grammarly the time of day here.
They're not a friend of the show.
No. Here we go. Here we go. Think this is sped up? There's just
Yeah, the one thing I don't like about this video is they're pacing it, so you really don't get
there's no concept. Yeah.
Yeah, a good concept of how fast this thing actually is.
Should I leave a comment?
Yeah. I wish the camera was stationary.
But what's really amazing is it's going that speed while maintaining eye contact. Was it really? Was it actually looking over here?
Well, it's kind of looking over a little bit.
Yeah. It looks fast. I'll give it to him.
Yeah. I'm glad we watched that.
If that doesn't prove how much we cared about this latest update, I don't know what does.
So go buy your new in-season cards now.
Go buy your new in-season cards, win all that cash, and
you'll be like a ostrich running in the desert.
Really dark. Jeremy said emus look like an ostrich who haven't evolved. There's no pretty feathers. It's all prehistoric fear. I think it's fur. I'm done with emus. Thank you to everyone joining. I hope you learned plenty about ostrich. Are they ostriches?
I think it's ostrich.
Ostrich? Like that's plural?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Ostrich.
I'm kind of the expert on these things.
Yeah, we don't know. And deep dish pizza. And the product roadmap deep dive transition.
And creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche. The secret ingredient to your lasagna you did not need. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny for giving us that lasagna tip. And Nanzo will be here tomorrow.
That'll be fun.
We'll see if he has more to say about the transition phase or what his pizza preferences are. We'll see. Thanks, everyone.